Okay, so today we're going to be finally getting to her hood. It's a little hot today, though not anything compared to our summers. But there's not that much wind, and I'm hoping that'll make the spray paint a little more manageable and not result in the streaking that happened with the roof, because I chose to do it, you know. I mean, this is just the undercoat, so I don't know if it's really going to matter, but still, I'm trying to do as good of a job as possible. Yeah, we're really, Selena's in for a nice little makeover. We're even giving her 4 new tires on Thursday, or that's our plans. And it's good because one of them started wobbling. It seems to have I don't know, some kind of lump or something inside of it. So she really needs them. And it was kind of funny. My mom says she keeps, even though her father's not dead, she keeps hearing, it's like his spirit is always beside her these days. And she was on phone with the tire person, and they were like, well, I don't know, we only have 4 left, they could be gone by Thursday. Well, I mean, that is possible. Maybe people are seized with the desire to buy tires for Christmas, but then again, you know, that tends to be sometimes a sales pitch. And my mom suddenly was hearing her dad's voice in her ear. It was like, well, you know, how about I come over on Thursday and kick your ass if they're not there, you know? So, it kind of brings her a lot of amusement, you know? That's the thing, you find yourself, when you're younger, you're always fighting not to become your parents. And then as you get older, you kind of find out that resistance is futile. So, anyway, we got off the subject there. I paired some of the little areas of the Bondo that I thought needed repairing. Therefore, well, I have to sand off the oxidation anyway, but the patches are going to need to be sanding. I'm, of course, going to use my trusty block sander, because, I don't know, I still don't like that Trafman thing. I did do the vinegar situation with that. I don't know if that's not old rust or something, but hopefully that did the trick. It doesn't always turn black, but I'm also putting something on it that, you know, the Rust-Oleum I think is supposed to do stuff, you know, to keep it too. So, anyway, that's the plans today. I'm going to try to do as much as I can on the hood. Okay, the proper way of doing things in order. You know, I know this might sound kind of like a well, duh thing I'm telling you, but it's funny how when you have a lot of steps, it's easy to kind of do things out of order. So this is how you should do things, you know. After you sand, you wash the car. Then you wipe it down with mineral spirits, and then you wash it again. And you should do all that before you tape, which, I mean, is obvious, but I don't know. I messed up myself a little bit on the roof one day because I washed the car, but then I taped before I did the mineral spirits. You know, that, as I said, it's very easy when you have a lot of steps to kind of do things in the wrong order. My repairs, I must have had more putty than I had hardener, so it hasn't worked out quite as well. That putty to hardener ratio is very difficult to master. But I'm hoping at least it's repaired well enough, and it might be a little raised and ripply, but the important thing is that I don't think it's going to look that terrible. And some of the tape here has revealed itself, but I'm kind of hoping it won't look that terrible once it's painted. That might always be a little bit of a weak area, but I'm just hoping it's good enough. The oxidizing, I didn't get a lot of it, I didn't get all of it off. I just tried to get it smoothed down enough that, you know, it wouldn't look too bad. The problem with Selena is that I'm a little nervous about her hood in the middle here, because it's very pliable. Now maybe it's supposed to be. I don't know. You know, as I said, I don't really know anything about cars. But when I was a kid, I don't remember when you pressed on the hood that it would, you know, really bend this much. And since I have found old repairs on her and old rust, and there is a supportive structure under the hood that I don't recall seeing on most cars. So I am beginning, and the way the car people reacted when my mom said she wanted her, I'm not sure that this was Selena's hood or original hood, or if it was her, that it was involved in an accident. It had already had some problems. And I also think maybe the same thing about the door, because we're seeing, you know, I don't know too much about cars, but I do see signs of old injuries. So, and you know, she was only a year old when we bought her, so I'm a little nervous with her in her areas that I think are vulnerable. So, you know, as I said, maybe the hood is supposed to be more flexible there. I don't know, but I was nervous in those areas, so I didn't really press down a lot to get the oxidation off. I just tried to smooth it as much as possible so that it would look good with the paint. So now I'm going to tape her up and we'll get ready to paint. And this time I plan to show you how I paint. Now that I'm a little more familiar with the spray can. At first I wasn't that familiar with it and I was worried about spraying my camcorder. So now we've got Selena all taped up, making her look like she's getting ready to play with a piñata, blindfolded there, you see. Now, it's very good to practice using a spray can if you've never used it, just to get the hang of it. But I'll tell you one thing, that every surface presents its own challenges. So even if you do practice, you may not, you know, you might come across a surface that was more difficult than what you practice on. More than likely, you're going to practice on something small. And like, for instance, the trunk. I did the trunk. Well, the trunk was very easy. It was a very small part. But then I got to the roof, and suddenly I was kind of in I was doing a larger space that was a little beyond my reach, and I didn't do quite as good with the roof. For this reason, I was planning on spray painting the car when I actually get to the painting part. I'm actually considering doing the paint roller method instead, thinking that maybe I might do a little better with that. I don't know, it's still up for debate. I might still, I was thinking of trying the paint roller method on a small part, probably the trunk. Well, I don't know, maybe it's a good idea to try something that's a little more complicated. Maybe I'll try it on the roof. The paint roller method is a lot more of a pain. You know, it's not quite as easy. But I'm not sure if it won't be a little easier to get a much more even paint job, and I probably won't have to do as much papering either, because, you know, with the spray can I often have to do a lot more papering because I have to take into account that paint kind of flies, you know. So so that's the situation there. So I have found with the car that, I don't know if cars have grains or something, I've often found that it's best to spray can paint this way. Now I'm having a problem with the roof, or the hood here, because again, the hood is a pretty large space. There's parts of it that, you know, if I go over here I don't have that reach, and then, but the thing is, if I do it this way I might have a line down the middle. So but I haven't found that I have quite as good of a job when I do it. You know, it doesn't look quite as good when I spray paint in this direction. So, again, the hood is another part that I may not quite get the results that I want, but we'll see. The point is, though, at least get her covered, and you know, she'll probably still look better even with a bad job. You know, maybe even if I don't do quite a good a job, at least if she's covered, and it'll probably still look better than what she does now. So I'm getting ready to paint her, and I'll show you what I'm doing. Now, I've been shaking this for some time already. What I always do is I shake it. Okay, I shake it up and down, and then I do a period where I spin it around too. I've been getting a little nervous because the wind's been picking up just a bit, but I'm hoping that it'll not be too bad. Okay, so I've shaken this for about 3 minutes, and so now I'm going to try it. And I am going to try doing it this way, though I do tend to outline the car a bit. It's good to keep shaking it while you're painting. And yeah, some parts are going on a little heavy, but you try to overlap it. Hood's a bit of a challenge because it's also, I just realized it, kind of a shoveled shape, so it's not what I might do there is kind of bring down the line on the sides so that I'm spraying it evenly, or well, a little more evenly. Look, my arm's getting tired. I started a new schedule. I'm doing a test run for the new year. I'm changing my diet and trying to do more exercises. But My arm is sore because of the exercises I did yesterday, and then of course this is a physical labor too. So, but I don't doubt I'm burning those calories. This is working a lot better than the day I did the roof. The paint doesn't seem as thin. I don't know if it was because it was colder, maybe. Maybe this stuff does a little better in a hotter environment. I suspect I'm probably getting pretty close to the end of the can here. I don't know if I'm starting to disappear from the screen. Am I disappearing from the screen? Let me see. How far can you guys see? Well, you seem to have a little bit of the edge of the car, so alright. Oh, I forgot to wear my paint mask. Oh, that was stupid of me. You know, it's so funny. When I first started this project, I was scared of everything. And now I'm finding I'm forgetting to put on gloves. I'm forgetting to put on the mask. You know, it's like, yeah. But I'll finish this up and then I'm going to put on my paint mask. It's a little, I've already exposed myself to some degree, but I won't expose myself anymore. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry for like 2 minutes and then I'm going to start the second coat. Each coat, I put on 3 coats. Each coat is 2 minutes apart. And I think I am doing a little better of a job with the hood. I'm a little disappointed. It's funny, I think the patching looks a little worse with the paint than it does the, but, well, we'll see what happens. But I think I am doing a little bit of a better job. So I'm going to run inside and I'm going to, put my mask on so I don't expose myself to any more, fumes, though I've already exposed myself to some, and well, fortunately I didn't get too much paint on my fingers. That's a good thing. But and then I'll show you the finished product. Well, I was kind of ticked. I opened up one of these cans and it didn't have its little white spray top, but what I did is I tore the and then I tried to take it off one can and it jumped into the grass. It doesn't have one of these, but I succeeded in taking it off the second can and putting it on this one, which didn't have the spray top. I guess the lesson is here, always take the tops of these things off and make sure that your spray can has a top. How the hell are all these things going all over the place? I have one on that one, don't I? Oh, okay, I'll check. This is Selena. After 3 coats, I just got done with her. This is after 3 coats of top primer. From far away, the patches are almost invisible sometimes. But of course, you get closer, and some of them are actually quite obvious. But overall, I am very pleased. I did a much better job on the hood than I did on the roof. A little tip: you have to paper the sides around the area you're painting anyway. So it's good actually to start the spray on the side with the newspaper and then start going across. That way the spray will already be in flow when you're going. Whereas if you start on the hood itself, it might cause a big circular splotch. So, anyway, so I'm very pleased, and I'm very hot and tired and achy and hungry. So I'm going to go inside now and let Selena dry, and then I'll show you how she looks after it's fully dry. This is Selena after the paint is dried. Admittedly, there is a little bit of streaking. My mom and I were talking about the Rust-Oleum, and you know, I like the Rust-Oleum, but we started, when we were comparing it to some of the other spray cans we've used, we realized that, or at least I think, Rust-Oleum has a thinner paint, and then its top produces a stream, whereas other other spray cans, I think, kind of do this spray out. You know, it widens. It kind of comes out as a mist. But as a result, I mean, admittedly, I may not be too skilled at this, but I find Rust-Oleum is kind of a little difficult not to streak. But still, this is a definite improvement, I think. And sometimes when you're far away, and depending on how the light is, you don't even know she has patches. So I'm hoping she now already looks good enough that when my mom goes to patients' houses, they don't say, can you park down the street? So, poor Selena. But I think she looks really nice, and it's a definite improvement. Of course, it's always kind of funny when you put on a dark color, suddenly, I already knew that was there, but, you know, it's like suddenly every imperfection comes out at you. But, so this is it for me this week, I think. I always want to take advantage of the cool weather and all that, but though it wasn't really that cool today. But you know, it's back-breaking labor, and aside from the fact I have to do it when I have the money to get the items, I mean, I bought even today I bought some you know, more spray cans because I was running low, but I'm gonna have to go back and get some more. So anyway, so, you know, it's a work in progress. I mean, that's kind of the advantage. I'm trying to keep track of how much I've been spending, and I'll tell you guys. But you know, I'm including paint tape and all the, you know, the extras. But the thing is that maybe it's possible in the end I might wind up spending more if I went to a professional. But the thing is at least if I'm doing it, I can, you know, break it up into bits. Whereas with a professional, as I said, you have to kind of put it, you know, you have to put it into, break it, you know, you have to give it all up at front. So, keep posted.